Hey guys, it's Danny and welcome to the official 2019 Atlantic Hurricane Season Countdown, and we are 80 days away just as the topic here is suggesting. But before we get into all the details with the season, please subscribe if you haven't, and you can tap the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I make a new video. So the first thing that we want to talk about as it relates to the season is of course the ocean temperatures. And what you are seeing is an accurate map showing the ocean temperatures worldwide. So we're not focusing on the Pacific right now, we're focusing on the Atlantic. And of course the temperatures here, especially for the central Atlantic, is, you can say, is above 26 degrees Celsius, and in the Caribbean it is fairly warm at about 27 degrees, and just below, right off the coast of Africa, we have it really warm at 30 degrees Celsius. But of course we are not really ready for these hurricane season as yet, so as we head in closer we'll realize that there is an increase in temperature. And of course you notice that it is actually right off here just below the equator that is actually warm. So yeah, and the Caribbean is 27 degrees Celsius, and the Gulf is cool at around, we can say, 24 to 26 degrees Celsius, and the rest of the Atlantic is cool. So as it relates to the temperatures, these aren't really favorable conditions for the formation of tropical cyclones, but probably we'll have a subtropical cyclone, but not anytime soon. I'm not looking forward to any form of cyclone development for the next at least few weeks, but we still have to watch the ocean because anything can happen. And of course the next thing, what you are currently seeing is the Saharan air layer, and the lighter it goes, the more is present, and we see that it's basically stretching across the entire Atlantic right now, and this is something that inhibits tropical cyclone formation as well. So we see that just these two factors show that we aren't going to see any tropical cyclones at least for the next few weeks. And we see that even right off the coast of Africa, even though it is warm, the conditions are unfavorable, because once we have the Saharan air, it's dry, the air is dry and dusty, and that is one thing that tropical cyclones, you'd say, hate, because we need nice, warm ocean waters and we need moist air. But if there is dust present, we won't have any tropical cyclone formation. So yeah, this is one good thing as it relates to the season, but we don't know if these conditions will prolong as we head into the season, so we can't really make any accurate predictions right now because spring is next week and it's just going to be the start of spring, not even mid-spring, so we can't really make any accurate predictions right now. But it is also, the yellows represent the weakest parts, and tropical cyclones will form in if these were like large pockets of the light air. But of course we have the strong one there, but this isn't really anything to actually worry about. But if you're in the Caribbean and of course the Gulf Coast, because it's heading up here as well, you probably won't see rain for about a few days or so, but the time isn't expected to be scorching hot, so you can't really worry about that as well. But I want to show you a map, the current weather satellite imagery of the Atlantic. And of course there isn't much activity going on as seen, because remember the Saharan air layer is stretching across the Atlantic, so we'd find that there aren't any low pressure systems out there. But here's the dissipating front, and it's cool across the United States, and nothing much is going on. The Caribbean looking fairly clear, and that is one good thing, because we all love the sunshine, but we don't want the time to be too hot. But of course there'll be rain now and then, but not as frequent because of the Saharan air layer. And I'll continue to give updates on that as well. And remember that next week from Monday through about Friday, we will be having the Hurricane Committee session where they will retire the names from last year. So everyone is looking forward to seeing Michael and Florence being away and 2 new names. But are those the names? Yeah, so that is one thing that must be considered. So if you want to know the updates, just stick with me. So just remember to stay weather-wise and have a productive day.